Okay, when you are writing a PO, what you're going to do is you're going to go home. The home screen on the Erie app, you're going to go to material and equipment ordering. Uh, what this section does is it shows you all of the outstanding material requests that have come in. And outstanding just means that they haven't received a PO form yet. So when a foreman puts a material request in the app, if the PO hasn't been assigned to it yet, it will go on this outstanding material request section. From here, you can either add a new material request, create a PO, and view the material requests that had come through. As you can see right here, they put a picture on there, and that is how that goes right now. So you can use that for reference if need be. Just click there, and then that'll show you what they ordered. What you have on here is a um, section to manually archive the material list. You don't want to use that unless you had already issued a PO and forgot to click on the reference number to archive it. So in a case like this, right, we have got I see we have 3 outstanding material requests. So what I would do, well, actually, before we get to that, let me show you this. So if you click yes on this, if material request has been archived, these are the jobs that have already been archived, right? If you needed to unarchive a material request for any reason, you can just go ahead and click that unarchive material list. And in there, you can view all the old prior, in this archive section, you can view all the old prior lists that have already come through and have been archived. You can click on them and see what was in there if need be for any reason. So, and then you can use this filter here to filter who has submitted the list. So you can do that both in the archive and unarchived. So I can see right here, there's Justin Smith. So if I select Justin Smith, that is the unarchived PO that needs to be assigned job numbers. So I'm just going to manually go ahead and archive that. I should leave it open. We'll use that one while creating PO. So from here, when I see these 3, what I do is I wait for 3 quotes to come in on email. And usually, because the prices can vary hundreds to even thousands of dollars, so you don't want to just automatically write a PO as soon as it comes in. You want to wait, either print them off, check them, and let's see here. I'll grab one. So here you'll see an example of a quote that came through for lead in, right? What you're going to want to do is you're going to view the quotes, and you can see right here on the quotes, it will reference essentially the this is the material reference number that gets generated here. Now these don't all have that, but you want to look and make sure that the job number matches up for the quote, and the items match up for the quote too. So what you can do is you can check on the material list they submitted, see if everything looks the same, the quantities match, and then you're going to want to go down. You're going to want to double check the price down there, and make sure you get the best price. If you have any questions, in terms of material wise, you can ask Brian or myself. So once all those quotes come in, you're going to go back and you're going to go back to create a PO. And since we have that test job on there, I'm going to choose that test job again. And this is what actually clears the reference on there. So you can see once we unarchive that, it popped back into this list. 24089 is a job that needs to, and you can see the delivery address once you select that job. So the site address for the test one is just 1234, but if we were to choose another job initially, it would auto-populate with that address. See? So you want to keep an eye on this because if the guys want it for will call and you write the PO and then you list the delivery address on there, it's going to give you they're going to end up sending the material to the address listed right here. So you want to make sure if they're asking for either will call or warehouse, you are make sure that you choose that address in there. So otherwise, we're just going to go back to the 123 for the test for this one. And we're going to pick that reference number on there and delivery address. Now, doesn't auto-populate in this drop-down once you've already selected one. But so we're just going to go to 33 Arthur Street, New York 14621. And now this is where you choose the vendor. So the vendor list is pre-populated from this section of the app. So if you don't see someone in that vendor list, you're going to want to go to administration, vendor information. You're going to want to add their information on here. So subcontractor, vendor, and that would be another video. But so you can see these are all of our vendors for Kowalski Car, KC. So then you should see 1, 2, 3, 4. You should see those four. Let's say I pick Kowalski Car right here, KC. In the salesperson, you're going to see those four guys pre-populated, and you can see their emails pre-populating in there as well. And sales email, PO automatically gets emailed to this contact when saved. So when we save this at the very end, it's going to automatically send this PO to the person. But since we're just doing a test right now, I'm just going to put James Rafferty Inc. And you can add a vendor in there if they're not in this system already. It won't add that vendor back to the admin section, but just in order to get the PO out for this time, you can add them in here. So I'll do this for like Amazon orders and stuff like that, and I'm just writing a PO for. And you won't actually get the physical PO number until you write the price in there. Right. Now, PO number is generated once a price is put in there. And what you're going to want to choose is basically these are the categories of the material that we're buying. If you get this wrong, it's not a big deal. Most of the stuff that you'll be purchasing, almost 99% of it, is going to be under this basic materials tab. And down here, you have the quote receipt section. So once you decide who you're going to buy from, you're going to drag and drop that into the quote receipt. So now we're reviewing all this. Just go through again. It's the date. This is the job that the PO is going to get applied to. And we've chosen the reference number. So once we choose that reference number, it's going to clear it out of the outstanding material section. Then your delivery address is where the material is going to be going. Now again, you're going to want to review the gas material list. So going back to this section and clicking on the actual material list to see where they want it going. Vendor is me. Salesperson is going to be going to me just for the sake, and then so you can see how this emails out. Now, once I hit save, this is going to automatically create the PO and email it to that person. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, so the sync is now complete, and you can see it has pulled that test job out of there. So that test is no longer there. I hear my email dinging, so that means that we've now received 2 emails. Oh, shoot, I don't know what that is. So what this does is who's ever listed on the admin, and you're actually probably going to have this email on your spot, who's ever listed on the admin on this job, as you can see, Carmen is right there, and the warehouse all get notification, and the project manager listed for this job get notifications that a PO has been created. and where you edit those provisions on the job details. So you can see right here, this is actually what the vendor gets, and then they get a copy of this is the quote that actually dropped in from the email from that other one. So I actually dropped the wrong quote in there, but it would have the purchase order. It would have the quote reference that they put in there, and then the vendors can actually click on this and see what it is. So this is the PDF file that I dropped in right there. So this email gets in, and then the PDF file that we attach and the quote gets dropped in there. And then that goes out to the vendor, and then that is how to send out a PO.